Hi, this is Mark Littleton, the minister of the Word for the Athens Church of Christ, with today's 3-minute sermon. I want to share with you a passage today from Matthew chapter 16, verses 24 and 25, where Jesus says these words. He said to his disciples, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will find it." That's a strange statement that Jesus makes there, isn't it? It's sort of backwards. If you try to save your life, you'll lose it. If you lose your life for His sake, that's how you truly find it. That seems backward. Sort of like this race that I heard about. It's actually something that happens in our world in India. There's this bicycle race that they have in India, and the way you win the race is you got to finish last. If you finish first, you lose. The way you win the race is you finish last. That just seems so strange and seems so backward. And yet, if you want to win the race, that's how you got to win. The same is true when it comes to what Jesus says. It seems so backward from what we know and what we would think would be true. Man, if you want to save your life, then go after it. But no, Jesus says if you really want to save your life, then lose it for my sake. Jesus often would make statements like that just seem backward, that just seem not to make any sense to us, right? Like, blessed are those who are persecuted. Count it all joy when you encounter various trials. Jesus would inspire James to write. And Jesus would say things like, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Throughout his ministry, he's making these strange statements that are just so opposite of the way we would think they are. And yet, if we want to be great in Jesus' eyes, he would say on another occasion, then you got to become a servant. If we truly want to please God, then we have to live lives that are backward sometimes from the way people think they ought to be. We're not going to always fit in with the culture around us. Sometimes we're going to be very, very different. And that's okay, because Jesus was too. So my challenge to you today is, how are you looking at your life? How are you evaluating your life? Are you measuring it in comparison to others around you? Do you fit in? Do you look like they do, live like they do, act like they do? Or are you measuring it by Jesus' standard? Because even though it may seem so opposite of what we think, that's the way we're going to please God, by living the way Jesus wants us to live. Lord willing, we'll see you again tomorrow for another 3-minute sermon. God bless.